Yo, what up, y'all? I haven't made a video for you guys in such a long time, simply because I was burnt out and I took a long break. But now I'm motivated again, and I want to get this car painted and running. We are doing a K swap. I did pick up a K24, pretty much just like a short block that had like a rod knock or something. But I do plan on sending that out to get built. But the time being, I do want to get this car stripped and ready for paint. I did throw away a lot of the plastics because I'm going to be getting new or in better conditioned ones. This rear bumper is going to go in the trash. The dash is good. I just got to clean it up, along with a lot of other parts. So yeah, progress has been made as far as organizing and cleaning. I'm going to try to keep all the harnesses intact. Probably pull them out, clean them up, put them back in after everything's painted. Once all that is taken care of, we can reassemble the car. But before we even get to that, I gotta paint the car. And as far as the front end, I am up and down with this car, but I've dedicated this car to be a performance race car, drag car. So I won't be upgrading to like spoon brakes or expensive wheels because it's not gonna be needed. Front end situation, I do want to do 99 2000 front end, but I do have these 99 2000 fenders that need work, and quite frankly, I don't want to do all that work right now. So I'm probably going to trash these along with the hood because it does need work. I'm going to get new used headlights, and then I'll build off of that. Since the car is going to be yellow, I still do want to do the carbon hood, carbon hatch. But the bumper and fenders, I think I'm going to be doing a 3-piece front end, to be honest. I think it's going to be perfect for this car. So we'll see though. We'll see. I'm not too set on that until I get the whole car ready for paint. That's kind of my plans in the brief future. But I don't want to get too much into that before we get carried away talking about that. I want to get this car cleaned up and ready to get painted before anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up all of this, and then I'll see you guys later. All right, so the last clip you guys saw was a few weeks ago. It's been pretty cool, so I haven't worked on the car, but I am working on the car now. Let me just update you guys plans and what I'm currently doing. I'm prepping the interior of the car because I'm going to painting it. And it's not going to be like your regular paint. It's going to be like a Raptor line finish, sort of like the exterior of the car had here. However, it will be paint matched to Phoenix yellow to the rest of the car, and I feel like it'll give it a really, really good but unique look. Also, with the finish like that, I won't have to worry about the paint getting scratched if I have tools or anything, because that stuff is super, super durable. It's actually impressive how durable it is. And yeah, I'm excited to be rocking that. So we'll put it to the test and see how durable it really is. I might throw the battery back here and see what happens. But yeah, currently, like I said, what I'm doing is I'm wire wheeling all of this back because this whole trunk area and the rear seats had this, I don't know, like this rattle can paint. I don't know what it was, but wire wheeling it was really the only way to get it out efficiently. And then I'm just gonna go over everything with 80 grit, and that'll be a good substrate for the Raptor liner to be sticking to. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I am gonna be using a tintable Raptor liner as well, so that'll allow me to tint it to whatever color I want. Like I said, it's gonna be Phoenix yellow. I'm gonna Raptor line the whole interior. However, this side paneling is probably gonna be covered. Nonetheless, I want it all tinted and all Raptor lined at the same color, so I think that'll look really well. What I'm doing right here is currently degreasing a lot of the rear because it has a lot of caked up dirt, as you can see, and degreasing it honestly has been working really well. As you can see, I already degreased these areas and look really good. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I might set you guys up on the tripod, might not. I don't know. Don't know if you guys really care for that. If you guys want to see stuff like that, I mean, I like singing. I don't know if you guys like singing. If you guys do, shit, let me know, and I'll definitely try to get more footage of me actually working. So, but yeah, but for now, I'm probably gonna just see you guys when I get all that degreased. So as you guys saw in the time lapse, I did do a lot of cleaning and wire wheeling on the rear seat section, and as you can see now, all that needs to be done is removing the sound deadening, and then I could just sand underneath those areas, and this whole surface should be ready for the Raptor liner. I also did spend some time wire wheeling the paint on the fuel pump cover, which I will need to obviously get powder coated. I don't want that to rust. And I also did some cleaning on the sides. Although they won't be exposed, I'm still going to put paint on them. And I also, just because of my OCD, I wanted to get behind all these paneling and all that and really wash out the car. I'm still going to hit it a little bit more washes, but a lot of the stuff has been taken care of compared to when we first started. So progress is definitely progressing. So let's keep on going. See you guys in a bit. All right, guys, I'm back in the car. I'm going to be removing all this HVAC stuff because I'm not going to be running none of that. So I'll see you guys once it's done. So here we go. Got the heater core and the blower assembly, all that removed. Looks like a lot of the underhood fuse box wiring is coming through here. You know, connects to the ECU and whatnot, and then makes its way to the other fuse box. There's a lot of wiring, but it's pretty basic. So what I'm doing is just kind of removing it. A lot of it was on these little clips. Just got to cut some of them. Down there's another one. And then after that, I'm going to be removing this little protective sleeve blanket thing, which is held on by these black clips. I will be removing all of that. I am now on the driver's side here. I am finishing up taking all of the harness off, and then we'll just pull this and the carpet off. I'll probably set you guys on a time lapse, and you guys can just see me finish this up. So here we go. So as you guys saw in the time lapse, I did remove the under dash harness with the under dash fuse box. Pretty easy. There are some wires and connectors that are cut, so I don't know if I'm gonna be keeping this. We'll see if it's salvageable. If not, I'll try to find one at a junkyard or something, but I'm not too worried about that. Probably end up cleaning it up, and then I'll be deciding if I need to buy any clips or if it's just better off to get a new one. So there is that. Now all that we have left is the harness that connects the front of the car basically to the back, which kind of wraps around like this and right over here. Yeah, I already got like half of it off from the trunk area. Now I just gotta finish removing this seat belt right over here, and then I can remove this kick panel, and you will be able to access that whole wiring harness. So like I said earlier, once we remove this kick panel, it gives us access to the harness that connects to the rear trunk harness. As you guys can see here, this harness basically makes its way around and connects over here. It is for the tail lights and all of the rear end accessories. Let me go ahead and show you guys. It basically routes through here and ends over there. I already have disconnected, so all I've got to do is just disconnect it right in the middle by the quarter panel, and it'll come out as two separate harnesses. So let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So we come to the quarter panel. As you can see there are two connectors that will separate the harnesses apart and allow you to take this one off and that one off separately. Also, this harness that is right here has the wiring that goes to the fuel pump, and also has wires that go across underneath the carpet, so be aware of that. All right, so we did get that floor harness that runs through the driver's side to the fuel pump, and we also got the rear harness off. This is for, like I said, the rear accessories. All right, so now we just got to remove the trunk latch cable, the fuel door cable, and the hood latch cable. As you guys saw in the time lapse, I did take off the headlight harness. This looks like a custom one. Doesn't look like an aftermarket one. It looks like whoever had the car before me did this themselves. But I'm not tossing shade. This looks really, really good. So I think I'm going to be reusing this. And I also did remove the headlights. It is looking more and more like a bare shell, which is a good thing, because the quicker this is a bare shell, the quicker we can sand it and the quicker we can paint it. We finally have the firewall heat protecting cloth off and all the pedals. So as you guys can see here, everything is looking very gutted. So because the pedals are removed, simply can just take off the clutch master cylinder and the brake master cylinder and the brake booster. Do gotta undo the brake lines, but that is not a big issue. Super easy to do. So now that we finally got to this point, I can start sanding the interior. I do have to get some dry ice to remove all the sound deadening, but we are in a very good spot where I can start sanding the entire interior, clean it up, and spray it. Like I've said before, to remove the sound deadening, we will be using dry ice, which I picked up from Winco. I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking up this dry ice and applying it to all the sound deadening areas, and that will break the adhesion loose and begin popping up the sound deadening to where we can just try to chisel it out. Right, so I kind of got the dry ice laid out, not fully, but kind of just set down on this trunk area. You might want to break it up more. I am going to do these parts a little bit more. You don't want to do it too much because then it'll be hard to pick up. If you guys listen closely, you will hear all the little crackles. So let's go ahead and finish it up. All right, so now with the dry ice kind of sitting on there for a while, kind of move it around here and there, it should break off the sound deadening fairly easily. So if we get like a pig or something and just chip away, as you can see, the sound deadening starts to come off very easily. So that is great. So I'm gonna keep on moving it around and whatnot, and I'll start breaking it loose. So I figured I'd show you guys the progress. I've got pretty much all the sound deadening off now. As y'all can see, I'm just working on these corners and edges because there is a lot of like seam sealer mixed with the OEM sound deadening. So it is a very sticky substance that didn't come off with just the dry ice. What I am doing to combat that is pretty much hitting up all the seam sealer, scraping it off with this, and then kind of just exposing the seam sealer and then just coming with the wire wheel and knocking it down. It's super easy that way, and it's been doing me well. This took about a few minutes and pretty much knocked it all down. All right, guys, and just like that, the interior is 99.9% ready for paint, minus the fact that we do still have to wash it and clean it. And I also got these two little spots that I need to get the glue off of with the torch because it was very stubborn with dry ice. I do have to melt that off. But other than that, the car is ready for paint. As far as the interior goes, we do have to mask up all the windows, which I will do in the next video. And the doors, I'm not going to really mask because I don't care if paint or overspray gets on them, simply due to the fact that they will have door cards and I will be sanding them, obviously, if I don't get new doors. So it's not a big deal. So in the next video, you guys will be seeing the process of me laying down the paint, which should be a very nice video. But you guys got to stay tapped in. As of now, this does complete the video, so please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.